Spiritual coaches, healers, and business owners, you most definitely already have the most powerful offer sitting there in your head, in your notebook. The problem is that your offer is usually just made up of things that come so very natural to you, so naturally now that you don't recognize or see the value that somebody else, like your clients and the people you actually want to work with, those dream people, they will value it and buy your offers. But this leads to you saying and thinking things like, surely this is just too easy to be true. Because if you're putting your offer together and it feels so easy for you, it sometimes can just feel like there's something must be wrong. So surely no one is actually going to pay for this offer and buy what I'm offering. There must be so many other people who are creating offers that are giving more value, giving more than I'm giving. And probably things like I need to add more tools, more modalities, more skills, more qualifications to buffer out the offer to make it feel more valuable for the price point that you want to charge, the higher price point. But trust me, the problem has never been the value that your offer brings to other people. It's that you have built what we call internal assumptions about yourself, your gifts, your offers that stop you from now seeing the value that already exists naturally inside of you. The power within you, the way you naturally shift people and help them, all of these natural things, they translate into an absolutely powerful offer. Trust me, I've seen it time and time again. You just can't see it clearly enough yet. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how these assumptions that are formed, why they are most likely going to be one of the biggest areas that's stopping you from creating your offer, from seeing your own gifts, and from recognizing the value that you truly, truly already bring. I'm Kathy Gifford, and I help spiritual owners like you bring your signature offers to life inside of my academy. In the academy, this is where strategy meets identity, because your business never grows from strategy alone. It grows from a multitude of things, including how you see yourself, how you interpret your gifts and your offers, and how you begin to recognize the actual power that you naturally help people shift in from point A to point Z. So bringing together this identity and self-concept and strategy is what will help you turn whatever you already have inside your head, in your notebooks, in the things you're already doing with your clients, into something so amazing, so clear, so structured. It becomes so easy to sell to your dream clients. And honestly, one of the biggest things I help people do is recognize the assumptions they are unconsciously holding about themselves, their offers, their work, their gifts. I'm going to teach you inside this video how people are always reflecting back the assumptions and the identity you hold about yourself and about others who are going to buy your offer. Now, the biggest problem that I tend to see with spiritual business owners and healers and coaches is trying to see your values through that lens, your own lens. And your own lens, it will always carry assumptions and beliefs that you have about yourselves that have become integrated into your personality, who you believe you are, and what is possible for you. And it will carry assumptions not only about you, but also about your clients and what you hold about your offers. And this can often unconsciously make you believe that something must be missing from your offer, because how can your own natural gifts, the things that you were born with or that you've naturally developed, really be valuable enough to become a high ticket offer that somebody would actually pay for? So even when you're already helping people and creating massive transformations, shifting people emotionally and guiding them through massive breakthroughs, sometimes your mind is still unconsciously primed and always searching for, I need to add more, I need more qualifications, the things that I don't know yet. There's more people more qualified than me, so why would somebody pick me? Whatever assumptions you repeatedly hold about yourself, these will eventually start becoming who you believe you are, which means your reality. So what you see happening in your business, in your world, it's called confirmation bias, because your brain is always trying to improve these assumptions to be right. As your brain is always filtering your reality through these assumptions that you hold and that you believe. So when you keep on assuming things like, surely this is just too easy, surely everybody can do what I can do, I probably need to know loads more. Now, this is confirmation bias, because your brain will start trying to prove your assumptions to be right, because your brain is always filtering your reality, so what you experience, through the assumptions that you already hold and already believe. So when you keep on assuming that surely this is too easy, surely everyone can do this, I probably need loads more before this will actually be worth the value, then your brain will stop you from seeing and recognizing the value of the things that you already have, the things that that come naturally to you. And this is the part that most people don't realize. When something becomes your normal way of being, your brain stops seeing it as special anymore. So the things that naturally come easily to you, the way you guide people, the way you shift their perspectives, you make people feel safe, you create emotional big breakthroughs, they stop looking valuable to you because they just feel normal. And because those assumptions start feeling emotionally normal, you won't think to question them. You won't even know they're happening. They will just start to feel true. So after a while, you're no longer consciously thinking and realizing that maybe this isn't valuable. You're just emotionally experiencing your offer as if it isn't valuable enough. And this is why you struggle to then sell those gifts to other people, let alone structure them in an offer and talk about them. And it's never been because the value's not there. It's because your assumptions, they stop you from recognizing the value that already exists in the work you're naturally already helping your clients with. You literally will already have an offer. Your assumptions, they're just stopping you from fully seeing that offer right now. This is why adding another qualification or changing your niche or rewriting your offer again or just creating a brand new offer over and over from your notebook, it's never going to actually solve the problem or change anything, because it's never going to get you to create the offer that you feel happy with and put out there. Because even when you change all of these external things, you're still viewing your offer through the same assumptions, the same lens, the same identity, how you see yourself and what you believe is possible for you. So let's take like a love coach, for example. A wonderful love coach who is experienced, who gives people transformations, who's created an offer around, say, helping women heal their relationships with love and attract a different, new, healthier kind of love into their life. Now, people might already naturally trust her. They might open up to her. They might experience massive shifts from conversations with her, from her tools, her gifts. But when she's looking at her offer through her lens, her assumptions, if underneath she still believes my offer's not enough, other coaches know more than me, why would someone pay me for this? Or this just feels actually too easy to be valuable, then every single time she looks at her offer, her attention is naturally already going towards what is missing instead of what is already valuable. So instead of seeing the value of the offer, the transformations that she's creating, the trust that people have in her, and the shifts that she's naturally helping people create, her focus will automatically be pulled towards what needs improving, why somebody else's offer looks better, or why somebody would not pay the price for what she's offering in the offer. And because what comes so naturally to her no longer feels extraordinary, special to her, she starts assuming it probably won't feel valuable and special to other people. But the crazy part is somebody can improve their offer. So, I've seen people improve their branding, improve their messaging, and still emotionally experience the offer as not enough, because the problem was never actually just the offer. It was the lens that she was interpreting her offer through. And because she's repeatedly looking at her offer through this lens, even when she is improving it and adding more value, she still always emotionally feels the same about it, because she has a cap on what she believes is possible for her and her offer. And these assumptions, they have just become normal to her now. So they no longer feel like assumptions. She probably doesn't even realize that she's thinking them. They just feel like her reality, because this is what she's experiencing day to day, week to week, month to month. Know how frustrating it is, because no matter how much the love coach is rewriting her offer, adding more into it, changing the structure, she still feels the same about it. Always going to keep seeing it through the same negative attention and the same lens, and she's always going to struggle to fully see the value of her offer through this lens. So, what actually changes everything is not just endlessly trying to improve all of the external things that go into the offer. It has to start with changing the way you see yourself and the way you think about yourself and the assumptions that you repeatedly hold about what you believe is possible for you. Because once somebody genuinely starts seeing themselves differently, they will naturally start showing up differently too. So, when you can start seeing yourselves as valuable, powerful, capable, experienced, and fully able to create the transformation for other people, for your clients, you will stop approaching your offers naturally from a place of, is this enough? Or surely I need to keep on adding more. And instead, you will just naturally start communicating from a completely different place, a different energy, a different frequency. And this is the part that you must make sure you don't miss. Your clients, they're never just responding to the words you say, they're always responding to the assumptions, the certainty, the identity underneath the words. When somebody genuinely sees themselves as the person who creates powerful transformation, you will automatically communicate differently, sell differently, show up differently, lead from a different energy, hold yourself completely different, and you'll stop over explaining, and you'll stop constantly seeking permission, and you will stop communicating from any kind of doubt. And because of that, conversations will start to feel easier. Selling will feel natural, easy. People will trust you so much more quickly. And you'll stop feeling like you're constantly forcing everything, because people will just naturally see the value. They'll feel the value of what you offer and in what you do, because people constantly reflect back the assumptions and the identity you constantly hold about you. And when your assumptions change, your entire experience of your business and your offers will start to change too. If you watched the last video, your homework was to go back through old conversations, testimonials, client messages, comments, the questions that people ask you, the places where you've helped people already, the transformations that's already happening around different parts of your work, even if it's not in an offer yet. Because the goal is to start physically seeing and recognizing the transformations that people already experience around you in your world, from your energy, from your frequency. And if you didn't do the homework, it doesn't matter. You can go back and do that. Just start paying attention to all the successes you have already given to people, because this next part is about training your brain to see the value of your work differently, and you have to take the radical responsibility for this. So this time I want you to either look at your current offer, look at your favorite offer or idea that you've had, and if you don't fully have one, start imagining the offer that you would love to create. And whilst you're looking at it, I want you to start paying attention to how you actually want to feel about it. What assumptions instantly come up? Do you start thinking, this isn't enough yet? Surely people wouldn't pay for this. I need to add more. Other people probably offer more than me, or this still doesn't feel valuable enough. And this is very vital and important for you to understand. If those thoughts keep on repeating over and over again, you won't even realize they're assumptions and that they're there, and you'll just start believing them and feeling them as true. They'll become part of your personality, your identity, and they will start bleeding into your reality and the experiences that you have in your business. And then I want you to consciously start flipping those assumptions, because instead of training your brain to focus on what is missing, on the negative, you need to start training your brain to recognize the value, the power, the transformation already sitting inside of your work and your offers. So I want you to grab your journal and journal on how do you want to feel about your offer, how you want to see your offer, what you want to believe about this transformation you create for people, for your clients, and what assumptions somebody who fully believes in their value, in their work, in their offers, what would they be holding? And this is where you can bring in the homework that you've done from session one, because when you can see the transformations and connect to the energy and remember who you are, remember how inevitable you are, remember all the transformations people have gone through, all the nice things people have said, the successes you've had, when you can tap into that and remember who you are, it's going to help you to flip the assumptions the other way. And so maybe instead of thinking this isn't enough, you'd start practicing this offer is amazing. This offer creates powerful transformations. And instead of people won't pay for this, start practicing the right people deeply value the shifts that I create. Because the assumptions that you repeatedly hold about your offer, they will eventually become the lens that you see the experience through. And the goal here is to take that responsibility to start training yourself to see your work through conviction instead of limitations. Because in the next video, this is where we're going to start pulling out the actual offer from the repeated patterns, transformations, the emotional shifts, everything you already have inside of you that you're naturally helping people. And this is exactly the type of work that we do in the Academy. Not just creating offers structurally, but changing the assumptions and all the patterns that stop you from recognizing the value of your own work. Because once you can stop seeing yourself through that lens of still becoming what I need to be, you'll naturally start leading and communicating and selling in a completely different way. And I would genuinely love to know, what assumptions do you think have been holding you back from your offers, from fully seeing the value you already have? You might even hear a lot of people saying that they can see something in you, and when you're hearing it, you just can't see why they think that about you. Maybe you don't even take the compliment, you don't recognize it. Let me know in the comments, share any of your experiences, they will help everybody else. And the goal of my academy and of my mission has always been the world that we're in right now needs spiritual healers, coaches. We need these businesses to be growing. We need to give the confidence and the inevitability back to healers, back to spiritual people. You can sell, and people need this work, but people don't know your work exists if you don't believe in it enough first. Because even using, I mean, I teach a lot of the law of assumption, but even if you take the law of attraction, how are you going to attract the right people if your frequency and your energy yourself does not believe in the offer? If you want help in identifying what your biggest bottleneck might be in your business right now, then whether it could be your offer, your identity, your visibility, I've linked my free business quiz below. In the next episode, I'm going to show you how to start extracting your real signature offer from everything you already have inside of you, your gifts, your modalities, everything that you already bring to people, all the small golden nuggets that you so readily help people with, but you just, it's so natural to you that you can't see how much a big part of your offer this actually is, and how much you as a person, your power, your frequency, your energy, how that is the offer.